It was lunchtime. After Hikari and I devoured our lunches, I don't know if you should use that word devoured our lunches, but anyway, we interrupted Miss Saotome's lunch to tell her all about our idea in the hallway. Yep. Though we lacked the vocabulary to adequately express ourselves, it was easy to tell by our expressions how moving it was for us. Miss Saotome replied to Hikari and then turned and smiled gently at me. I felt my cheeks flush, and so I lowered my head to hide my face. Miss Saotome once again glanced at my expression. This time it seemed she was a little worried. Worried because on our own, well, you can join us. Since Miss Saotome was our homeroom teacher, I'm sure she had noticed that I had had a hard time fitting in this month since I transferred schools. Yep, albeit. Yeah, albeit. I called out suddenly. I would really like for everyone to see albeit. Our teacher looked a little surprised, but she quickly nodded her head in agreement. I mean, Miharu is seriously so different in the past than now, so maybe this is actually her facade as a teacher, but her true self is what we saw in the present time. Yeah, that's her true self. Well, we have to plan stuff, yeah, of the observatory meeting and all. Hikari nodded her head with an I already knew that expression on her face. Yep. As if on cue, our eyes met in agreement. We can do it! Yeah, yaritai! Miss Saotome gave us a smile. Keikaku, plan. Thank you, Miss Miharu. You mean Miss Saotome? Why is this suddenly changed to Miss Miharu though? Should be Saotome, right? Oh, okay. So you did call her by her first name, alright. Which is the given name. I called her by her first name without thinking. Though she was slightly taken aback at first, she chuckled. Thank you, Miharu. Miss Miharu. With that, she gave me an encouraging pat on my shoulder. I felt a gentle, warm feeling bubbling up inside me. It had been so long since I had had an adult expect anything like this from me. Alright, let's go. Right. To plan? Yeah, school library. And with that, we took off towards the school library. Okay. At the class meeting, it was decided that we would hold a stargazers meetup. We had expected that Takechi would complain, so it was a good thing we had explained it all to Miss Saotome beforehand. As soon as Miss Saotome said that it was a great idea, the decision was unanimous. We moved on to the planning stage of our event. At the Saotome? Oh yeah, this is actually the same shop, right? Except this was the old sign. Now they upgrade. Now they upgraded it to the very fanciful type with electricity, those neon lights and all that thing. Yeah, those LED lights. Yeah, but and yeah, this is where Miharu's mother works at. After school, Hikari took me to a local candy shop on the way home. Next to Mikazuki Station, there were many small shops that lined the street. The sign of this shop reads, reads red. Saotome. Now it makes sense, right? Here is Saotome's Miharu's mother. Calling out to Hikari, a little old stout lady emerged from the back of the shop. A puzzled look crossed her face when she saw me. Oh, how do you know me? Yes. How did she know my name? Because of Miharu? Yeah, interesting, a slightly stubborn kid. Miharu... Oh! This lady here is Miss Saotome's... Although I can't really see your face. And... Actually, I don't think it's Granny, right? I mean, Oba-san does not actually mean Granny. Not really. It can also mean... It more specifically refers to middle-aged lady. So like in Asia we usually call those middle-aged lady aunties. Yeah, but you get what I mean. So yeah, basically middle-aged lady. And not granny. Granny will be like 70, 80. She's not that old. Okay, Granny said before letting out a hearty cackle. I could only nod meekly in reply. Oh, she's pretty good, you know, keeping up their facade. Huh? Oh yeah. I suddenly blushed and started to fidget. Hikari proceeded to talk the old lady's ear off about various topics. She's not that old really. Like maybe like in her 50s. Granny gave me a deliberately surprised look. What? What did she just say? Usual stuff? As Granny disappeared into the back, Hikari headed over to a large dog lounging at the side of the shop. Oh, so that dog, yeah, their old dog. Now I'm sure Taro has already passed away, right? Because we didn't see any sign of Taro in the present time, so that means it has been taken over by Kotaro. What? Bo? What? Let me hear the sound again. Brr? The dog lazily turned his head towards Hikari. So this is Taro? He really was huge. From the looks of him, I was sure that he had German Shepherd blood somewhere in his mute heritage. To prove her point, Hikari leaned down and gave Taro a big hug. That sounds kind of fierce, but it sounds like he's growling. Okay, I'll pet him. I think I'll pass, thanks. Despite being an old dog, he had a glint to his eyes and an edge to his growl that warned me he was serious. Yeah, Taro's an old dog, so that means it makes sense that he's no longer around. Taro is no longer around in present time. I felt a little sorry for Takeichi after thinking about how he must have apologized to Hikari after she had thrown his indoor shoes into Taro's doghouse. Although too bad we don't get to see how the dog looks like. We can only imagine it. Bread crust? Well, first thing on my mind is maybe feed the fishes, but... Hikari looked so happy as she took the bag, stuffed full with bread crusts from Granny. She gave each of us a pork bun, yeah, the signature pork bun from this shop. I think that time it wasn't really famous for its pork bun yet until later. Yeah, because we don't see the thing like pork buns on sale or something like that over here. It's just an ordinary looking provision shop, but now, yeah, this shop has become famous for its pork buns, right? I mean, it looks very different. I mean, now it really looks, the present time shop now really looks like, you know, the 7-Eleven stores, but this one looks more like, in the past it looked more like a traditional looking provision shop. Ah, me? Hikari answered happily. In reality, the top two rubber makers in our class would have to have been Hikari and Takechi. I don't really see Hikari as a troublemaker though. Thank you very much. Okay. Lucked out, or we get pork buns. Yeah. Taking our extra large pork buns with us, we settled ourselves underneath the bridge and cracked open our books. Research. It was the book we had borrowed from the school library during lunch break. And at our feet was Kotaro! But we haven't named the dog Kotaro yet. I wonder how the name Kotaro came about. Pooch was happily munching away on the bread crusts that Hikari had brought with us. Oh, so the bread crusts are for Pooch, okay. The crusts were leftovers from the nearby bakery that Granny Saotome had picked up to give to Hikari. That was how Hikari was able to get food for this little guy. And just let me... Oh, leftovers, I see. Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, the pork bun. My expression became serious as I answered. Oh man, this realistic looking pork bun. I had eaten pork buns from convenience stores before, but this one was on a whole different level of flavor. It was stuffed full of filling, and when I took a bite, my mouth overflowed with its delicious aroma. It was the first time in my life I had eaten something so delicious. Thoughts like that were overwhelming. It don't make me hungry now. And yet I knew that couldn't really be the case. If I had thought about it, Mom's cooking had been really delicious too. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed the taste of food. I just didn't have the luxury of feeling that way. Although now I could say the opposite is true. Yeah? I thought that as I watched the steam rise from the extra large pork bun. Hikari held the open book in her lap. At her exclamation, I looked down at the chart on the page that Hikari had turned to. Oh, the book. It showed an illustration of the Cygnus constellation next to real photos of the night sky. Underneath them all was a picture of a set of orange and blue twin stars, and that, my friend, is what you call albeit. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Big in the Cygnus constellation. We had borrowed all the books we could carry related to the stars from the school library. Since we hardly knew anything about the stars, or astronomy in general, we had no idea which books we should read. Well, because there's two stars here, so maybe a double star? It explains that here. Albeit is a star that appears to be single to the naked eye, but shows two closely nested stars when viewed through a telescope. These types of astronomical phenomenon are known as double stars. Visual double stars only appear to be double when viewed from Earth. However, the stars are actually nowhere near each other. Yeah, because of, you know, not say parallax error, but more like because it's very far away, so it seems very close. But if you actually zoom in, yeah, to those stars, then you see that they are not actually close at all. When the two stars are actually in close proximity, they form what is known as a binary star. Yeah, binary means one, right? Hikari looked up at the sky. Although we really wanted to see what albeit would look like, we knew the weather had to be clear to do so. Hey, Pooch! Pooch let out a whine and looked up at Hikari, who was engrossed in the diagrams of the book. You still hungry, Pooch? Sorry, Pooch. I quietly opened my backpack and took out the milk I had inside. Oh, you're gonna give Pooch milk? I then went to Pooch's makeshift house under the bridge and brought out his food dish. Hikari spoke as I began pouring milk into it. Yeah. I felt my face begin to flush, though I tried to keep a neutral expression. I don't like milk. Okay. Besides, I just wanted to help this little guy out. It's my duty, right? Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, you don't want to drink milk, so I just give to a dog who wants it. When I found out that Hikari was bringing back food for Pooch, I had been saving milk from my school lunches to give to him. Saying that I hated milk was a lie, by the way. Oh, you're lying. If anything, I actually really loved it. Okay. With a happy bark, Pooch began eagerly lapping up the milk from his dish. Hikari laughed at seeing that. I don't think that's true. I answered her pretty bluntly, but Hikari laughed like she knew better. I felt giddy as my heart fluttered a bit in my chest. Yeah, now getting really embarrassed, Akito. Perhaps the grumpy-looking Taro had also felt this way when Hikari had hugged him. Yeah, she's the sort who can maybe penetrate through people's hearts, you know, warm up people's hearts. Yeah. So, Hikari, do you like Night on the Galactic Railroad? Wanting to change the topic, I asked her about something I had always been curious about. She looked at me as if to ask, how did you know? I heard from Saya. I overheard you that time when you were talking to Saya. I thought that maybe that was the reason that you were interested in stars or something. I had always wondered what made Hikari so interested in stargazing. And it wouldn't be strange for someone to acquire an interest in stars because they like Night on the Galactic Railroad. It's a story about riding a train that travels across the Milky Way and journeys through the world of constellations. Oh, that's a pretty interesting story. Yeah, you know, the imagination, let your imaginations run wild. Maybe the reason she knew the star named albeit is also because of this story. Just like Hikari told Saya, albeit is a famous star mentioned in Night on the Galactic Railroad. Your dad is a train conductor, right, Hikari? I had overheard someone mention that in a conversation before too. They said he was an employee for the local line. That fact also explained why someone like Hikari, who didn't seem like the bookworm type, would read something like Night on the Galactic Railroad. Hikari? Suddenly she grows silent. Don't tell me Hikari also has a troubled past, like her parents are, well, no longer around. Hope not. Oh no. Are we getting a flash? Oh. Leaning against the handrail on the bridge, Hikari looked up at the sky as the red hue from the setting sun slowly spread across it. Yeah, she seems quite sad. Maybe she has a troubled past too. I wondered if I had asked something I shouldn't have. Maybe I had poked my nose too far into her personal business. As I started to worry that I had ruined the mood, Hikari answered me. Huh? What do you mean? The moon had landed? When we saw that there was land on the moon, oh, had land, you mean, okay, you found out that the moon had land, okay. Alright. What did I think when I had seen that through the telescope? What did I feel? I was intrigued and very excited. And yet, seeing the landscape beyond the expanse of space, I couldn't help but remember a sadness that gripped my heart. Is it the same for Hikari? What had I really felt at that time? Oh, go see it firsthand? Well, to do that you have to be an astronaut. So, it'll be cool if you want to aspire to be an astronaut. Huh?
こか遠くの世界。そこには山があって谷があって確かな大地があって。
Well, Earth also has mountains, valleys, and solid Earth, so but I get what you mean, yeah. So you look at this scene.
まるで別の世界がそこにあるように感じて。
There definitely is. It's just that they are void of humans. But whether there's living things in other planets, there are signs of living things, yes. Like bacteria, that sort of thing.
行ってみたいって思ったんだ。
Hikari stared longingly at the sky, though her gaze seemed to be fixated on something that lay far beyond the dusky sky. Though it was obscured by a red veil, beyond there stretched the vastness of space, with countless stars that twinkled continuously. Seeing her profile, I felt as though Hikari was far from me, just like I was looking at the surface of the moon through the telescope. Even though I felt as if she was so close, she was still unfathomably far, like you don't really know her at all. Right, I get that. Despite appearing to be within my grasp, I couldn't reach her no matter how far I stretched out my arms. Hikari. I had unknowingly taken her hand. I'll be by your side, is what I'm gonna say. Hikari looked at me in surprise. It's nothing. I could still feel the warmth from Hikari's hand after I had pulled away. I felt reassured by that fact. Couple, sure, Takechi. At that moment I heard the vulgar voice of the person I wanted to see least in the world. Yeah, so what? Huh? So what? Hikari and Sorami. So Takechi is used to calling Hikari by her given name, but yeah, still not really familiar with Akito, so he calls him Sorami. What the hell, these kids. There was Takechi and his lackey spouting their nonsense. Oh, you go, Doc! Go bite them! Push himself behind Hikari. Oh yeah. Well, I know. I mean, this dog is the type that is shy. Yeah, just like he still is in the present time, Kotaro. He was such a shy dog that he would hide if he was approached by anyone he wasn't used to. Yeah, hima dane, no lives. So? Yeah, so what, huh? Yeah, you think what? You think we're gonna be embarrassed, we're gonna be shy, and you're gonna what? Huh? Without thinking, I said the exact same thing at the exact same time as Takechi. Really? Both Takechi and I were thrown for a loop by Hikari's audacious attitude. Unless you're trying to help us. Otherwise, shoo! She waved her hand, gesturing as if she was shooing a fly. Hearing Hikari's nonplussed tone, Takechi returned to his normal self. Sure, then bye! Why? Huh? Why? Oh, do you have something for Miss Saotome? Huh? Takechi? Takechi backpedaled as he realized Hikari was a better loss. Then went after his new target, me. I'm already manned up, okay? I'm not gonna be a target for you. Well, I'm gonna make her happy from the time of that meeting, so just you wait. Not like I'm really wanting your forgiveness though. The one who should forgive me is Saya herself. Takechi huffed, dissatisfied with my reply. No, by showing her what albeit is.
そのためのものだからね。
I wonder if Hikari has showed Saya the book. Probably not yet, right? Yeah. I agreed wholeheartedly.
そのなんとかって。
But yeah, you don't know.
そう。怪獣の名前だと思う。知ってんだぞ。空見が昨日まで望遠鏡の使い方も知らなかったこと。
Well, so what?
だっせーな。毎日学校に持ってきて見せびらかしてたくせに。
Yeah, sure. And as usual, his two lackeys chimed in with echoes of so lame. It was so predictable that it made me wonder if they practiced this routine in their spare time. Acting mature, Hikari let out a purposely loud sigh.
そんなの、もう遠い過去の話だよ。タケ、こうしている間にも星は動いているんだよ。
Yeah.
急に難しいこと言うんじゃねえ。この間理科のテストで40点だったくせに。
Well, that's science, that's not astronomy. Well, I know that astronomy is part of science, but still.
あんたは38点だったでしょうが。お前らなんかに絶対できね
え。Yeah, yeah, you go, bye.
できるよ。できない。
Stop it with the yes, no, yes, no.
できる。そうだよね、アキト。
Yes, Dekiru. Dekiru, we can do it.
できなくて後で泣いて謝っても。
I have a feeling Takechi is going to screw this all up. So we're going to have to, watch out for that. After that last remark, Takechi left for home with his 2 minions in tow.
ほんとタケにも困ったもんだよ。でも、天体観測会は絶対に成功させなきゃいけないしね。
Yeah, we have to make it a success. Yeah. I replied as I recalled an image of Saya sitting in the corner of the classroom, looking disinterestedly out the window. The reason she had cut herself off from the rest of her class is because of me. The day that she had transferred into the class, I made her cry in front of everyone. Because of that, I had created a very awkward situation between her and the rest of the class. And I have to resolve this, yeah? I knew that if I could show albeit to her, it would help to clear up this misunderstanding. Although I wasn't all that sure if it would help her get along with our classmates, but at least it's a start, Clear up the misunderstanding once and for all. Seriously, it's not a monster's name. Does it really sound like a monster? Maybe if you are not familiar with astronomy, probably it does kind of sound like a monster's name, but that gives me an idea. Maybe we can, maybe there's a game where there's a monster called albeit, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Things have been going really well already. The reason I had involved the class was so that I could force Saya to come. Because even if Hikari and I had invited her out, there was no guarantee that she would show up. Plus, stargazing can only happen at night too. So we would need to get her parents' permission for her to come out. But with Miss Saltome around, it became more of a supplementary lesson and getting their permission was easy. Yeah, but I don't think that's all that matters. When you observe the stars, the weather has to be clear too. Yeah, all the nature, it all depends on nature. Even if you prepare everything perfectly, it won't matter if the sky is cloudy. Then there's the fact that the two of us don't really know too much about the stars yet. We could still have a few problems, that's why we need to read up more on them, on stars. Although we felt like experts on the subject just by borrowing a few books, the reality was that we had only looked at a mere 2 pages. Mere 2 pages from a guidebook. So we need to prepare as much as we can so we'll be ready for anything. We read through the books we borrowed more studiously than we had ever studied for our homework. Okay, and that night I got a phone call from Hikari. What's going on? The weather? Is the weather? Cygnus is a summer constellation? Oh no! No. Yeah, because this currently it's autumn, nearing winter. So, shit! Really? If that was the case, then that meant that Albireo, as a part of the Cygnus constellation, would be a summer star too. But what if it could be a winter star? I don't know about astronomy, but we never know. What can we do? In an instant, it seemed like all of our plans were derailed. What to do? Maybe there's a duplicate of that. In the end, it didn't matter that it was a summer constellation. Some constellations are described as belonging to different seasons, like winter constellation or summer constellation. However, that doesn't mean that you can't see them during the other seasons. Oh, okay, that's a relief. It just means that the best time to see those is during that particular time of the year. Most can actually be seen throughout the year. This fact is especially true with constellations close to the North Star. Those constellations tend to have long periods of visibility and can easily be seen for most of the year. Cygnus, the Swan, was one such constellation. Nice! Alright, that's a relief to hear. And now, sunny to yes, today's the perfect day for stargazing. This is the perfect time to show Saya that Albireo is really a pair of stars, and then you'll be mesmerized by astronomy, by all the stars, and all that. Did you see the weather report? Alright. Good to know. Hikari said this with an expression bright enough to rival today's sunny weather. Today was the day of the Stargazers meetup. We had already planned things out meticulously and had Miss Saotome review it all for us. All that was left was waiting for night to come. Yeah, the night itself. Saya, you'll be pleased, don't worry. You'll look forward to all this. Trust me. Okay, don't be sad. In an attempt to ditch us, Saya had thrown on her backpack and was headed for the classroom door. Monogawa-san. Hikari. I interrupted Hikari as she called out to Saya and headed over to Saya myself. Promise you'll come tonight. I would really like for you to see Albireo. Saya was at a loss of words and averted her eyes. She then outmaneuvered me and left the classroom in a hurry. Is she being shy or something like that? But I mean, Hikari already explained things to Saya, right? So hopefully it'll all work out. Hikari was mumbling to herself as we set up the telescope on the rooftop where we will be observing from. Really? Okay. What about you, Hikari? You also just say whatever you feel like saying without thinking about how the other person feels. I interrupted you earlier so you wouldn't upset Saya. As I answered her in the exact blunt tone she just warned me about, learning from Hikari, be blunt. I remembered the frightened expression on Saya's face and felt a twinge of guilt. I really wanted her to come, which is why I said something to her, but I think Hikari was right that it might have had the opposite effect. Well, let's just hope that's not the case. After the telescope was set up, I pointed the lens at a faraway mountain and peered into the eyepiece. The image was blurry. I turned the dial to bring it into focus. Alright, there we go, much clearer now. The image became clear and appeared upside down in the eyepiece. And that was the reason I had always thought it was broken. But I was wrong. It was normal for a telescope to show an inverted or upside down image. Yeah, I think I've read something like this, that a telescope is meant to show images that are upside down. The image flips upside down as it passes through the lens in the optical scopes used to see over distances. Binoculars and spotting scopes use a prism to reorient the image. However, adding the prism takes away from the image quality. the instrument itself becomes heavier, and it inevitably costs more money. Ah, I see now. I didn't know that applies to binoculars and what was it now? And spotting scopes, yeah. Which is why my telescope had an inverted image. And really, since there is no proper orientation in space, there is no need to correct the inverted image in an astronomical telescope. Makes sense? I set up the alta-azimuth stand, setting the electrical tower at the center of the field of vision. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Saya will be mesmerized eventually, because after all, we saw the flashback in the beginning of the game, yeah, where Saya was hanging out with Hikari and Akito. So yeah, but yeah, just to see. But I just want to know how she reacted when she first saw Elvira. Yeah. Next, I look down the small barrel affixed to the side of the telescope. This cylinder is called a finder, and it's very similar to the sights on a rifle. In telescopes with low magnification, the finder has crosshairs in the center. These crosshairs are used to find what you want to see, such as stars or any other celestial body. Needless to say, it's really difficult to find a tiny point of light quickly in the vast sky with the narrow field of view of a telescope. Which is why a finder comes in handy. You use its wide field of view to find your target first. Once you've found your target, you then align it with the crosshairs in the center of the finder. If the finder and the telescope are both pointed at the same target, stars in the finder should also show up in the telescope's field of view. But in order to do that, we needed to make sure that the angle of the finder matched the direction of the telescope. Together, these preparatory steps make up the optical lens alignment process. It can't really be done once it's dark, so we made sure to do it while it was still light outside. At that moment, I was attempting to align the optical lens between the finder and the telescope using the electrical tower as a landmark. Thanks for the exposition. Eh? Who's this girl? Who's this girl? Huh? Pikarin? Pikachu? Pikarin? One of the younger students came bounding up onto the rooftop. Oh, what? The girl's enthusiastic greeting was cut short by an emphatic judo chop to the head. Why you do that, Hikari? What? Oh, Hikari. Seeing Hikari's hand still threateningly poised for another strike, the girl timidly corrected herself. I see, so this is where our fourth heroine is. We haven't met her yet in the current time, but I'm pretty sure she'll appear sooner or later. Well, how do I know this is the fourth girl? Because, well, the intro says it all. And we know that the fourth heroine has orange eyes and orange hair. So yeah, this is the fourth heroine in her young self. She appears to be like one grade lower than Hikari and Akito from the looks of it. 1 year younger. Oh, 5th grader. So it means, I guess, Hikari and Akito are 6th graders. Tentai Kanso. Yep. The little girl's expression turned serious once we affirmed her question. You love stargazing, girl? The little girl pleaded as she clung to Hikari, tugging earnestly on her skirt. I mean shirt, not skirt. You mean me? Ask me? I'm sure you'll be okay if you ask Miss Automi, right? Don't be shy, girl. Peeking out halfway behind Hikari, the little girl regarded me warily, hiding behind Hikari. Yeah, Tenkosei. I'm a transfer student. Wait, who's your brother? Who's your brother? Don't tell me it's Takeichi. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you're Takeichi's little sister. What was with that nickname? Troublesome transfer guy?
ちゃんと自己紹介しな。できるでしょ。もう大きいんだから。
Stilled by Hikari's prompting, the little girl faced me and set her posture. Oh, okay. She's a 4th grade. Then Hikari and... Yeah, she's 4th grade. Then Hikari and Akito are in 5th grade. Yes, but yeah, she's 1 year younger. Kusakabe? Yeah, Corona Kusakabe. As in Dad Kusakabe? Which one? Right. So she is Take's younger sister. God damn it. But I think she's different from Takechi, right? Well, Takechi is the bully. This one I think gets along well, I guess. Yeah, but she's Takechi's younger sister, 1 year younger. Kusakabe is Takechi's family name. I see. You don't say. For some reason, she looked like she was pacing herself for something. I'm Akito Sorami. I'm in the 5th grade. Nice to meet you too, Corona. Actually, Kusakabe-san. Remembering that Hikari has scolded me about how I came off as scary and blunt, I made a conscious effort to introduce myself a little more sweetly. Okay, so Corona and Takechi are complete opposites. Yeah, from the looks of it. She said as she looked at me with reverence in her eyes. Is she really Takechi's younger sister? Just that they don't look alike at all apart from the hair, I guess. Like kind of the same color. It's hard to believe a kid this cute could actually be his sister. Oh yeah, I caught you cute there. Corona's ears perked up immediately after I said that she was cute. Yeah, with your sunflower hairband, hairpin. Is that weird? Good to know. I see. Wow, now you're calling me by nickname already, Aki? Did you just call me Aki? I didn't come from that far, not New York. Oh, what's going on? Twist. No, she's gonna twist you even more because you called her Pikarin. Oh. She's so cute, this girl. Interesting girl. Make sure you tell Miss Satome that you'd like to join us at the Stargazers meetup. Yeah. Oh, okay, the twist. Twist. Your mom's not here though. She's quite interesting girl. After Hikari let her go, Corona cried out. She said as she rubbed her temples like someone who was trying to ease a migraine. Well, she's quite a mischievous girl. Kind of just like her brother actually. But in terms of personality, like they are kind of complete opposites. Like Takechi is the big bully, like very aggressive sort of type. But Corona is more reserved. But both of them are mischievous. So yeah, that's the similarity between those. That's a similarity between those two. For some reason, it looked like they were having fun. Keep it a secret. Yeah. Alright. Oh my god, Aki Pikarin. Tap tap tap.
その呼び方やめろ
She's an interesting girl. Really an amusing girl. She ran off the roof just as quickly as she had come. What an energetic kid. Yeah. She kinda reminds me of you, Hikari. I think she's more energetic though.
どこが
I refrained from elaborating more since it seemed pretty unexpected to her. I didn't feel like being on the receiving end of one of her noogies. Why does she even want to come to our observation tonight? Does she even like stars?
何やるか分かってないだけだよ。みんなでする遊びに混ぜてほしいんだと思う。
She felt left out, and also because Takechi is with us. But I don't think she actually, although she doesn't really care about her brother Takechi, but it does seem like she felt left out and just wants to hang out with us. So,
4年生は数が少ないから。
oh, aren't many kids in the 4th grade, makes sense. There was only one class in each grade at this school. Yeah, you mentioned that this school is quite small, right? The 5th grade class that Hikari and I were in had 17 people, and we were the largest class in the school. The classes got smaller the younger you went, but the 4th grade class, just 1 year below us, only had 4 kids? Seriously? Only 4 kids? Damn. That's really very few. If the number of people keeps dropping, the school might be closed. That then explains why, you know, Miharu is now out of job and now like working at the Saotome shop because the school closed down. Yeah, she lost a job at this school, but she didn't get transferred to other schools and all that. So yeah.
まあでもその前に亡くなっちゃうかも。
Why is that?
アキト知らないの？ダムのこと。
What about the dam? So you mean a dam is going to be built in place of the school? And well, this is government, you know, interference. You know, on top of that, all that, you know, government interference. Yeah, when the government says that they're going to build something there, yeah, you have to move out. School has to go down, you know, and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's just what it is. No, I haven't heard anything. What's this dam?
川にダムを作るかもって話。もうずっと前からあるんだけど。
Oh, so the dam that we saw in the present time, you know, near the site where Akito had done stargazing. Yeah, that dam used to be where the school, yeah, this school was. I see.
もしそうなったら、この辺り一帯は湖に沈んじゃうんだって。
Entire area end up at the bottom of a lake. Oh, that also explains why part of Mikazuki village got submerged in water, right? Because of this. Interesting. I'm getting things now. Understanding the history, even the school. Hikari nodded solemnly. I didn't know. After being handed off to my granddad like unwanted baggage, it was no surprise that I wasn't aware of the town's situation. And with granddad being the silent type, I doubt he would have told me much anyway. I took a good look around at my surroundings from the rooftop. Yeah, we're gonna miss this place. All this will be under a lake. Yeah. There were paddies, fields, and overgrown empty lots scattered between sporadic trees. Nestled amongst them all were homes and other buildings. It was hard to imagine that everything here would be flooded and disappear beneath the lake created by the dam. That would make for some great ruins to explore, you know, go underwater, scuba diving, I don't know. Being as new to the town as I was, I couldn't scrape together any feeling of attachment to it. The town wasn't special to me, so it was hard to say I would be sad to see it go. But I did think that losing the town would be a bit troublesome. I mean, for other people who have lived here for very long, yeah, they will definitely miss this school. I wondered how Hikari must feel. Thinking that, I glanced at her profile, but she said, alright. But actually, come to think of it, Hikari has never mentioned anything about her past yet, right? Like her past, yeah, her childhood. I mean, before before she met Akito. Yeah, her past basically. It was hard to tell from her expression whether she was unhappy or if she didn't care either way. Yep, all done. That's the last of the prep work. With the axis of the lens set, telescope setup was complete. We had also checked the time of viewing, coordinates, and the time that Elvira would set. As long as the good weather held up, it seemed like tonight's observation would go off without a hitch. Alright, we're going home until tonight. Yeah, stargazing would take place at night. So we had decided that everyone should meet up again after going home to have dinner. Yeah, looking forward to the stargazing.